I'm going to do an insight video today. So I woke up this morning and felt a little bit flat, a little bit sort of drained and energy wise. So I thought I'd sit down and just do a little meditation. I got my two sort of like quartz crystal towers that are very, very hot in my hand at the moment. So I've just done a little meditation. I had like Auralite 23, which is really good for like clarity, vision, blue laser gate for peace, balance, stuff like that. And I just used a few crystals. I've got selenite again as well opening up. And so I thought I'd just sit there and I would just go into to the energy, and I would just try and connect was the word I was using. And as I started to sort of like connect into that deeper sense of like self, or the deeper sense of my energy, the words they wanted to use was not connection but awakening. And this was a really interesting insight today, because for me this makes a lot of sense to a lot of things that when you go through a spiritual sort of journey, a lot of us are looking for connection, and the spirit world and spiritual reality are not like the sense and the impression that I had was not about connection but awakening. So it's about awakening to what you are, what you've always been. um, like the I am presence is this infinite source of vibration of creation. And awakening is awakening to something that's within, or the that vibration, that frequency, that power that's within each and every one of us, which is like this creator or this creation. So for me that was a really interesting shift, because a lot of us, when we go on the spiritual journey, again, by looking for connection, we're looking at something externally. We're looking for things that are out there. You go, even to a sense of when I think when you first start connecting, we talk about going within, and we talk about meditation, and we talk about being in energies and frequencies and connecting to your spiritual energy, but also your soul energy. And in that sense, that's what we do. When you go to spiritual churches, they're talking about sort of like connecting to guides, and sort of beings and stuff, and it's all very much, they are looking at the internal world. They're talking about the spiritual dimensions, the spiritual realities. But awakening is a very sort of like different kind of word for me, and the color that I was getting with awakening was very white. It's this white energy, it's this white frequency, which is very much around sort of like source energy. It's very much around sort of like high vibrations, high frequencies, high awareness, and awakening is very much around that. So as I was sitting there and connecting to it, I just thought it was a massive shift, um, in this kind of this shifting sort of vibration that's very much going on with many of us at the moment. And this seems to be a massive shift. When we were talking about, I use the words internal and external world, but really it's one vibration. There's the 3D vibration is part of the source energy. It's just there's different aspects to that source energy, that vibration, that frequency of spiritual reality and spiritual sort of spiritual reality. So for me it's like there's a deep felt sense, like not connection but awakening is a deep felt sense, um, energy that you connect into. And it's sort of like, because obviously this is, I've talked about, you can talk about awakening in many different ways, and you talk about ascension and things like that. But again, this time's not about using words. In we can use words, and they hold a frequency, but this sort of like awakening and this felt sense sort of like of integrating source and integrating source energy for creation, and like your creator aspect of being, again, is this aspect of this kind of multi-dimensional being that a lot of people or like aspect of self that people are talking about. There's many aspects to source energy, as there's many aspects to your awakening and your journey as you start to um, awaken to your energy, your power. And this time's very much around it, and it's going very much beyond the intellect and the physical mind. In that way is is an old vibration. It's not the vibration, it's not the sort of frequency that's manifesting on the planet at the moment. the planet's very much around sort of felt sense. It's very much about awakening. It's about source energy. It's about creation, and how we sort of like express light and energy in that way as spiritual beings. So it's very, very different. It's a very different vibration. It's a very deeper. It's a deep sort of like core sort of like source vibration that goes far beyond the intellect, and that's where the 3D reality and the 3D sort of mind very much sits, with the ego and stuff like that, and attachments, and how we're all very much caught up in sort of success and sort of materialism, which is all the external vibration, which is this outer world in a sense, which is this frequency where it's very physical, and all sort of like creation comes from a place when you're awakened to your own power, your own energy, and then you can start to allow it to flow. I feel a very, very expansive sort of energy as I connect to it today. I feel very expanded. My consciousness is expanded. There's a deep sort of like knowing that goes with this awakening sort of vibration that when I was meditating, or I say meditating, but what I was doing was I was talking about source energy within my own sort of frequency, and I was looking at connecting to that, and the first thing that came through was this awakening vibration. It's very much around sort of being. It's very much around sort of the flow of the universe, the flow of energy. I also feel like sort of like when I was trying to sort of meditate then, it's like these two crystals are really, really hotting up and warming up. It's because you were in flow. You were letting go, and you were just being in the energy. You weren't, the problem is a lot of us are sort of rushing around, and we're sort of like the whole worlds that we live in, the realities that we live in are very chaotic at the moment, and it's very much sort of this awakening process can only happen when things slow down, and you're sort of like you're able to just be in that energy, and the awakening energy brings that, and it also sort of again is very much connected to, like I said before, this sense of transmutation, transformation again, which we're talking about Saint Germain, we're talking about alchemy, but we're even going past that now, because like when we were talking about alchemy is magic, or awe and wonder in that way. It's like spiritual alchemy is spiritual magic, which there's a huge amount of sort of like conversations around that. Like I say, in yesterday, there's a lot about mythical creatures like dragons, fairies, angels, all these kind of these mythical sort of beings. They're talking about unicorns. They're talking about these kind of mythical sort of, but they're all about magic and wonder and awe. And this time's very much around that, but creation even goes further than that. As you start to connect into your light and your being, in that sense, you start to create into your universal source, and you start to realize that with that source, you can create what you need at that with like you can create what you need at will. And this is a transformation and transmutation at the moment, as we're shifting through these different vibration frequencies. And this is why I think this awakening is really, really sort of, it's a different kind of energy. And again, it's like when you're talking about connection, when we go into the words of connection, we're trying to connect to something. But this awakening is not about connecting to something. It's about knowing. It's about knowing that you are this source energy. So you're not trying to connect to something. You are it, and it's that awakening to it. And that's the shift in the energy as well. It's the shift in the vibration and the frequency that's going on. I feel this is very strong, and this is a vibration frequency that's been trying to come online for a while, and it links into, again, I was talking the other day about like my journey as a spiritual being as I start to go through this journey, and I was talking about 6D and sort of 5D, 4D, or not necessarily 4D because we haven't talked about that very much, but 3D, 5D, and 6D. And I was talking about reflecting, and I was talking about sometimes when you start to sort of like really, about this notion of time's an illusion, and that all there is energy and being. So like at the moment, what I feel is this orange light, this beautiful orange like fire or light around me at the moment. And what I feel is that I'm surrounded by this beautiful orange source energy, of source of fire, this flame of source energy. And everything external it's just basically just this energy vibrating around. I'm in my own sort of energy field. I'm in my own sort of energy, um, and all I feel is like when I'm in that energy, I'm just flowing out energy, and that's that. As the energy flows out, uh, it's it's creating and it's manifesting around me. So this is like this source energy sort of feeling and awakening. But what I was trying to say with what I was trying to talk about a second ago was, if we go back and we reflect, this connects to a lot of the feelings I've been having about when I become energy and light. And when I'm in that energy, like the external reality or the external world, it's just like a blank canvas. It's just a blank sort of it's a blank canvas, and the energy that I'm flowing is what is manifesting that reality. It's manifesting it, and it's sort of like it's painting it and creating it. And this is what this energy feels like. So it's a very different shift. And again, we go to work and we go out in the world and we start getting connected and we can start getting bombarded with all these things, and then what happens then is that awakening that was starting to happen, it then sort of like goes dormant, and then we shift back into the aspect of reality where we're very much connected to the 3D reality, where we're very much connected to sort of like the attachments of the outer world, stress, anxiety, fear, doubt, all those kind of things. But this awakening energy is not about that, because when you're in this awakened energy, it's like you're the flow, you're the power source, you're the energy, you're the source, and the external world only reflects that. It reflects it. And again, this is what I've been saying about this light, this energy. When I start connecting it, this is how it feels. And I feel like this orange light is like, I just need to walk around with this orange light or this energy around me, and then I'm in my own energy field. I'm in my own flow, my own sort of power, and it's like everything external isn't going to touch it, isn't going to affect it. And that's part of the integration. But I think this is part of this awakening energy that's coming through, this source energy, and I feel like this is what I'm being shown. This awakening is very much around. So it's like I'm saying orange, but it's, people will see many different sort of colours and energy, but to me the orange energy, the orange flame, is very symbolic, because fire is a transformative energy. That's what I'm trying to say, the word transformative energy, or it transforms basically. The art fire, it transforms things, it dissolves things. And this is why I'm being given this. I've been given these before. I've been given these sacred flames before, and it's very much around, once you step into those flames and those sacred flames and that energy, you dissolve, and it's like that external frequency of the 3D reality can't affect you, can't hurt you. It can't, you're secure in that energy, because actually your power source, your source energy, your awakened energy is what dissolves all that stuff comes at it. But it's just dissolved, because the frequency and the energy and the vibration that you're on is a completely different awakened energy. So you're in your source energy. So that reality can't manifest and create around you, because it can't integrate, it can't vibrate with the frequency that you're on. And this is what this energy is telling me. It's a very deep soulful, like, source energy, and this awakened energy is very much where you become into this awakened energy, and it's like it's a knowing that you have this energy, this vibration, this frequency, that if you sit in that and you reflect it, that the external reality will then reflect it, but it will also integrate into this newer, higher vibration. And this is how manifestation happens, this is how creation happens, and this is how the law of attraction comes. So you don't need to go anywhere, do anything, be anything, create anything. You just need to be able to be in that energy, that awakened energy of each and every one of us. And this is the new vibration I feel that's coming to the planet. And this is where I feel that we were like in Atlantis and Lemuria in this kind of time. We were awakened beings, we're awakened multi-dimensional beings of multi-dimensional facets, of multi-dimensional layers, of multi-dimensional colours and frequencies, and we could shift and change through those depending on what was the need. So I feel at the moment as well, I feel like I did this meditation this morning, and I asked to be rejuvenated, re-energized, and I got that orange energy, because that orange fire brings energy. Fire is energy and light as well, but it's also transformative. I can't say the word very transformative. No, I can't say the word very, but it transforms. Um, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied with the word I'm trying to say. Transform. I can't say the word. It transforms anyway. It transmutes. So, but it also brings energy in it. But the fire brings that energy. But it clears, cleanses, and releases as well. Fire is a healing tool as well. You know, in many times before in Native American, they used to use it to burn the land for new life to come through. It's about rebirth as well, and this is what this awakened energy is about: rebirth for the planet, rebirth for ourselves, rebirth for us, that like to awaken as spiritual beings and walk as that spiritual being, walk in that light, walk in that energy. And this is the energy, and I feel really, really like rah, the energies look like just flowing through me, and I feel really like I've got like, it's like, you know, I feel like somebody's switched on something, and it's that kind of energy. So I know this energy is a really, really, really good energy, and I really know that each and every one of us has to awaken in this way. And once we awaken in this way, then the illusion of the external world and the 3D reality, and the conscious vibration of what we've got with like politics and wars and stuff like that, that will dissolve, and what will be left behind will be, like I said, with this rebirth, um, and new life, new growth, will be a new spiritual reality and a new spiritual vision. And this is what this awakening energy is bringing. And I feel this comes from the ascended masters as I start to connect into it. I feel this is like an ascended master vibration as I start to connect into it, because this is very much around it, you know, with the masters that came down, and they were very much around sort of the masters of light. We're trying to bring down vibrations and frequencies to awaken the planet and awaken the planet, but each and every one of us to our true natures again. And this is what this awakening is about. So I'm going to leave it there anyway. So please comment, subscribe. I'd love some comments. Check out my Facebook page, Spiritual Awareness and Insight, as well. I'll put a link down below. Have a great day.